Booker, are you afraid of God?
No. But I'm afraid of you.
Are you going to just sit there?
As compared to what? Standing?
Not standing, rowing.
Rowing? Hadn't planned on it.
So you expect me to shoulder
What's
the
this?
burden?
No. But I do expect you to do all the rowing.
And why is that?
Coming here was your idea.
My idea?
I've made it very clear that I don't believe in the exercise.
The rowing?
No. Imagine that's wonderful exercise.
Then what?
The entire thought experiment.
Excuse me. How much longer?
One goes into an experiment knowing one could fail.
But one does not undertake an experiment knowing one has failed.
Can we get back to the rowing?
I suggest you do, but we're never going to get there.
No, I mean I'd greatly appreciate it if you would assist.
Perhaps you should ask him. I imagine he has a greater interest in getting there than I do.
I suppose he does, but there's no point in asking.
Why not?
Because he doesn't row.
He doesn't row.
No, he doesn't row.
Ah, I see what you mean. We've arrived. Shall we tell him when we'll be returning?
Would that change anything?
It might give him some comfort.
Is that something we can agree on?
Hey! Is somebody meeting me here?
I'd certainly hope so.
It does seem like a dreadful place to be stranded.
Well, maybe there's someone inside.
Don't know, so it's a pretty cool place. Before we start, let me just very sensitive with the acceleration on as well, but that's better, I think.
Excuse me. It's Booker DeWitt. I guess you're expecting me? Good luck with that, pal.
Right, so BioShock Infinite. Old game again. I say old game. Not as old as the other ones. When they made the first one, I mean, I loved the first one when it came out. But then I was a big fan of the System Shock 2 originally, and this was kind of like the spiritual successor to it. You might say not this one, but the first BioShock. 2 was the last one we did, and 2 was okay, but it wasn't... It didn't match the first one, definitely. But this one, when I first saw it come out, or when they were making it, I thought, I don't know, it was going to be a bit weird not being under the ocean, but it actually turned out to be, well, I thought this was brilliant. As far as just a general game, storyline, brilliant. This one we're going to take our time a bit probably, because you have to search everywhere. And you will find things.
Is anyone here? Hello?
I'm wondering. Let me just check this quickly again. That one. Let me turn this off. Let me put that up out there. I think it's the mouse acceleration. It's making the mouse feel horrible. Just that's smoother. The trouble with the mouse acceleration sometimes, you know, you can slow it down and you still sort of say move like that, but it sort of does that. It jolts it too fast sometimes. I think that's probably better. But probably this one's actually quite sensitive as far as quite often you're up here somewhere with it, but not with this one. Or normally I have it right up the top here somewhere, but with this game for some reason it's very sensitive. Other games you can't even get it high as you want it. Right, let's try that. That is not bad. That'll do the trick. I mean, I've got the adjustments on my mouse as well, but I'd like to get it near enough right first. Okay. Hands while we're here. Right. I don't think there was a lot here. There's something there. It's a wallet. Right. Got a few coins. Got a few more coins. And this stuff as well. Just got to get what you can, especially early on. Make sure you've got stuff. Doesn't matter if you miss some stuff, but let's turn it off.
Shit.
Don't disappoint us. Obviously, he disappointed them. Coin there for a minute. Nothing here, but it would have been good to stash something there. See some hidey place. Go in there in a sec.
Wait a minute, that card.
Yeah, totally screwed that up. Not paying attention. Can I get? Hang on, let me get away from it. Right.
What in the world is... All right. Looks like they expect me to sit in their fancy chair. So now...
Make yourself ready, Pilgrim. The bindings are there as a safeguard.
No, God damn it!
Ascension. Ascension in the count of 5. Count of 4.
No.
3, 2, 1.
No!
Ascension. Ascension.
Just stay calm.
5,000 feet. 10,000 feet. 15,000 feet. Hallelujah.
The nicest thing about these games, playing them playing them again obviously, but playing them again later, is when you first played it, quite often the game tests your hardware. Obviously new game, latest graphics and all that at the time, but playing a bit later, your graphic or your hardware quite often outdoes the game by a huge amount, and you can just run the game pretty much flat out if you want, and hopefully it runs smooth. Obviously when the game gets too old, then quite often it doesn't understand your hardware anymore and things don't work properly. Well, it's more it doesn't understand Windows. But yeah, right.
Excuse me, where am I?
Heaven, friend. Or as close as we'll see till Judgment Day.
Best keep such questions to myself, unless I want to get made.
Yeah, we'll just buy these things. Sure nobody's using them. Grab that as well. We will need it. Are we looking? Can you imagine if they had that RTX on this? In this scene? You'd probably be getting 5 frames. Now I'm sure it would look great if they can ever get that running smoothly or properly.
Gotta find the exit out of this place.
Trouble that our RTX at the moment, the technology's too early. I mean, it has to start somewhere. But I personally wouldn't want a card at the moment, not until they bring out maybe at least the next version, because this is almost like a beta tester at the moment. If you buy that card, and the price they're charging you to be a beta tester, no thank you. But some people will like it, and everyone to their own. Right, let's get everything we can. Can't get it. Almost had it. Got it.
Love the prophet because he loves the sinner. Love the sinner because he is you. Without the sinner, what need is there for a redeemer? Without sin, what grace has forgiveness?
Tell you, if I came to a place like this with all these praying people and petals in the water, I'd be freaked out. I'd be like, yeah, this doesn't look good. Especially a guy standing there in his white robe. We'll get moving.
And every year, on this day of days, we recommit ourselves to our city and to our prophet, Father Consul. We recommit through sacrifice and the giving of thanks, and by submerging ourselves in the sweet waters of baptism. And lo, if the prophet had struck down our enemies at wounded knee, and not railed against the Sodom beneath us, is it someone new? Someone from the Sodom below, newly come to Columbia to be washed clean before our prophet, our founders, and our Lord?
I just need passage into the city.
Passage to the city. Brother, the only way to Columbia is through rebirth in the sweet waters of baptism. Will you be cleansed, brother?
It's either this or turn around and get back on that rocket. Nice one.
Hey. I baptize you in the name of our prophet, in the name of our founders, and the name of our Lord. I don't know, brothers and sisters, but this one doesn't look clean to me.
Who's there? Who's there?
Bring us the curb and wipe away the debt.
What do you want?
We had a deal to it. Open this door right now.
I told you. I'm not gonna do it. Go away.
Mr. DeWitt! Mr. DeWitt!
That idiot priest needs to learn the difference between baptizing a man and drowning one. I need to find a landmark and figure out where the hell I am.
To Father Franklin, a key of gold so that
our prophet fills our lungs with water, so they may better love the air.
Okay.
he who crossed the Delaware with flaming sword and wings of angels, watch over me and lend me strength. Shield my mind from fear and doubt, so that I may hold fast against all
wisdom
and let the light of your Father Washington.
By the sword and the scroll.
This is creepy, but that was cool.
Just because the city flies don't mean it ain't got its fair share of fools. All right. Still got a girl to find.
A little bit more health by the looks of it.
only doctor between 9 a.m.
I know, Mr. Rossignol. I've never had an oyster.
Just missed. I bet we could have something arranged.
Terrible.
Morning. Good to see you.
Perfect day for the celebration.
Father Comstock must have foreseen and planned it just this way.
Forgiveness of our dear Lady Comstock, our beloved Mother of Forgiveness.
That statue does not matter to a Liberty Scout. There's no room for
Saltonstall's all right, I tell you. Says he's for faith, family, and fatherland. Who could be against all that?
Never hire an artist, my dear fellow. They are a temperamental and unreliable lot to a man. I told him that the park is exceedingly far behind schedule. The landscaping is half finished. The statuary hasn't arrived.
And then the Archangel showed a vision. A city, lighter than air. I asked her, "Why do you show this to me, Archangel? I'm not a strong man. I'm not a righteous man. I am not a holy man." And she told me the most remarkable thing. "You're right, prophet. But if grace is within the grasp of one such as you, how can anyone else not see it in themselves?"
What does Vox Populi even mean by this?
It's Latin. It means...
After the victory at Wounded Knee, the Angel Columbia did present herself to Father Comstock and show him a vision of the future. And so our prophet led the people away from the Sodom below, up into the city, where they created an even more perfect union. But it was the miracle child, the Lamb, that is the future of our city. For the prophet has said that she in the tower will lead the Sodom below into righteousness.
All clear. Good luck at the raffle, folks.
Columbia Raffle and Fair. Huh.
1912.
He's strong with the sword, but a bit weak in the key of the scroll. You get the reading.
Cloudless skies, warm temperatures, and
Hello?
light variable winds throughout the afternoon. In short, a beautiful day for the festivities, Columbia. And now, back to the music.
Honor system, eh?
Well, we are not actually.
Here you go.
No, we're not.
Who is this girl?
Would you care for a boutonniere? We're raising money for the Girls' Patriotic League.
Maybe next time.
You'd look dashing with one in your lapel. Come back if you change your mind.
One man goes into the waters of baptism, a different man comes out, born again. But who is that man who lies submerged? Perhaps that swimmer is both sinner and saint, until he is revealed onto the eyes of man.
Notice that they're not actually singing. I have actually turned the music off, just because in case of copyright. The trouble with it nowadays with the copyright, it's so touchy with everything we put up, music and that, which is a bit of a shame because you know.
Turn into some faint and radical on me, John. I do not want to be some.
Normally it's only clips or small parts of songs.
That's where they said I'd find her.
Telegram, Mr. DeWitt.
Huh.
Telegram for you, sir.
DeWitt, stop. Do not alert Comstock to your presence. Stop. Whatever you do, do not pick number 77. Stop. Tess.
Why, good day to you, sir.
Hello.
She's... Hello there, friend.
Friends, I am here today to tell you. Those are no flights of fancy. Those are no tall tales told behind the pool hall. No, sir, no, ma'am. Those are vigors I'm talking about. Brought to you courtesy of Mr. Jeremiah Fink himself. Who amongst you has tasted the divine gift of the vigor? One swing, and feats of wonderment are at the tips of your fingers. You know our prophet is fair.
Look at this.
You know
Those dirty boxer
our
at it
prophet
again.
is kind.
All of them feeling blue.
Fear not. Mr. Jeremiah Fink to bring to you.
Young sir, young miss, roll up and try the amazing
prize
power of
if you
fucking
can keep
Bronco.
those skylines clear. Look at this.
I'll give it a shot.
Now take aim and blast those evil box out
I'll
of
have
this.
to keep that.
Hit enough and I'll get you a prize. Come out of the sky. No. Aim for the box. Come out of the sky. Any box left when you're done. Any box left when you're done. Any box left when you're done. Never seen shooting like that. You earned this.
Okay, fine. Fine. Keep going.
Mechanical, the automatic stallion, the horse of the future, today. He'll ferry you with ease to and from your place of business.
The advances in
Hot dogs, Alexander Hot Dogs, Columbia's finest. Worth
Hear
every
your
cent.
voice from the past in the... Say something, Sonny.
What's a voxophone? What's a voxophone?
Exactly that. A personal record of voice.
Hey, just so we're clear, I'm not paying for this.
Just a demonstration, so...
Oh, pop up this one.
Looking to do your part for Columbia? Show your skill by hunting down Daisy Fitzroy and the vile members of the Vox Populi. Well, here's a brave fellow. Now, shoot the Vox when they appear, get it up, and you'll win a prize. I'll even throw in a bonus if you bag the anarchist Daisy Fitzroy. A natural gunslinger.
Change my mouse a bit.
Fine show. You're almost there. Well done, sir. The anarchist Fitzroy. Quickly now. Aha, a fitting end for that traitor. Fine show. Fine show. A magnificent display of marksmanship. The Vox defeated, Daisy Fitzroy slain. You, sir, shall be richly rewarded.
Bucking Bronco. Can't.
Ancient mariner, that's a bigger undercoat. An albatross.
That is a demo one. I can't remember. Or is it we don't have enough? I know we don't have enough. Look, 300. Yeah. Okay. Sure, we'll come across it later.
Only in our fair city will you see such amazing feats of technological prowess.
Have you ever seen anything like it?
You look so sad.
Dear friend,
Sad.
have you ever lost a penny to a vending machine? Has a pay telephone ever refused to connect you with a beloved spouse? Well, it's time to take back control from the men of metal. With possession, you are the master. You will bend any machine to your will.
Give me one of those.
With just a whisper, they're all ears.
Press to turn machines into allies.
Right now, let's make a machine for you to use. Yes.
What the hell was that?
Well, if it isn't Assemblyman Buford, your spot at the raffle awaits. Don't know why.
Heads?
Or tails.
Come on, let me through.
Heads?
Or tails.
Heads.
Told you.
Hmm.
I never find that as satisfying as I'd imagined.
Chin up. There's always next time.
I suppose there is.
Is it that time of the year already?
Escorts children to their grave. Never or he'll drop you from the sky.
do need some stuff. I need some full 25%. We'll probably find some anyway, but we'll take one for now. So we got some.
Look at that one. He looks lost.
He looks just fine to me.
Mary, you are a living, walking scandal.
This little beauty? The whole division got them. We're gonna flush the box.
Madam Lutece, I have read all your books on the sciences. Mama says it's not a fit occupation for a lady, but I think she's jealous of our cleverness. Is it true that only you were allowed to visit the girl in the tower? If the lamb is lonely too, I should like to meet her, as we would have much in common. Warmest regards, Constance.
Stop rambling. Splendid!
And now, the 1912 raffle has officially begun!
Hey, Mister!
Sorry, no sale.
Silly? There's never a charge for the raffle. You've been sleeping under a rock?
77.
77. That's a lucky number. I'll be rooting for you.
Bring me the bowl! Is that not the prettiest young white girl in all of Columbia? All right, then. The winner is number 77!
Now, what do you know?
Over here! He's the winner!
Number 77, come and claim your prize! First throw! First throw!
Please don't do this.
It was me. It was all me. Please. No. Please, what are you doing?
Come on. Are you gonna throw it? Or are you taking your coffee black these days?
Let her go, please. I'm the one you want.
Oh, looks like we've got a shy one here. We've got to do something about that.
We got something for you, you son of a bitch.
Wait. It's him.
Now, where'd you get that brand, boy? Don't you know that makes you the backstabbing snake in the grass false shepherd?
The false shepherd? And we ain't letting no false shepherd into our flock. Show them what we got planned, boys! Stop him! The false shepherd's coming to lead our lamb astray! Come on now.
Move it!
When you see the enemy, you can hold V to finish them.
Move it! Disconnect!
Oh yes.
This way! Cover the gate!
told you, Comstock. You sell 'em paradise, and the customers expect cherubs for every chore. No menials in God's kingdom. Well, I have a man in Georgia who'll lease us as many Negro convicts as you can board. Why, you can say they're simple souls in penance for rising above their station. Whatever eases your conscience, I suppose.
After him, quick!
Help. I mean, I thought I had health, but possession aid. Has the ability to possess humans, suicide when if... Yeah, that's... I remember using that.
Possession now turns machine and man into allies.
Hitting the crouch. Whoa, 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 whoa.
I lost the shot.
I don't know the health button.
Flush him out.
Hang on a minute. Options. I was hitting every key trying to find where the... Because we did pick up a health, and did we? No, or didn't we? Or can't you carry health? Maybe you can't carry health. I don't remember. Hold on. Figure.
Flush him out.
Give me that.
Return when you got some currency.
Dead.
getting hot. What's going on?
I'm taking away your death.
Vigor. Huh. Let's kiss. Well, you only live once.
Press to throw a fiery grenade. Hold and release to create an explosive trap.
That wasn't no sample.
Could go and get that other thing, but